Welcome to Wise Hearts Connected. Today we're going to be talking about the fire element and the face and face reading. Fire governs how we connect with others and with ourselves. It is associated with passion and charisma, with things that light us up. It can be a raging fire, as in a forest fire, or it can also be a candlelight or those soft embers in a wood stove or in a fire. It's all about warmth, how we share our warmth with ourselves and how we share our warmth with others. If you've ever met a person who just lights up a room when they walk in, it's certain that they have a strong fire element. They are fun to be around. The sound associated with a person who has strong fire is laughter, because they make you laugh. They can be really funny and entertaining. They have oftentimes a quick wit, because the fire element also rules the neurons and that quick-wittedness, that mental spark. The fire element, of course, shows through the eyes. That's probably the most obvious, significant aspect. It's the Shen, or the spirit, that shines through the eyes, and that's very much all associated with that internal fire, what makes us feel alive, what is in our hearts and how it is expressed in the world. It also is associated with the tip of the nose and any, if you will, fiery feature, like little curls, sort of like a fire when they dance. So any literally curly hair, the color red, anything that is pointed. So maybe pointed eyebrows or the sides of the mouth, an upturned nose, those are definitely associated with fire. Freckles are another fire element feature. And so if a person has fire, my 8-year-old has little fire ember sparkles on his face, and they're so cute, and he's a fiery redhead. So in the 5-element theory, fire is represented by the summertime, when the sun is in full bloom and when the flowers are blooming, when the sun is out in mass and when the flowers are blooming, if you will, the face of the plant is shining to absorb more sunshine. It's all about warmth and connection and the expression of our spirit. When it's out of balance, the fire element can manifest as anxiety, restlessness, or burnout. Sometimes it's feeling down, not necessarily depressed, but feeling shut down from the world. The tip of the nose is another telling fire feature to look for. In face reading, a full or a rounded nose suggests a person with a strong fire element. A bright red nose tip can suggest a person has strong fire, but in some cases, if the nose is too bright red, it suggests too much heat in the body, which could be anxiety, it could be anger, it could be an indication of high blood pressure, or even heart congestion. The nose tip is a great way to look at the health of the circulatory system and the health of the heart. A dark red nose tip can be definitely suggestive of somebody who might want to have their heart checked out. If the tip of the nose is cool or pale, it can indicate the lack of fire energy or a deficiency of fire, which could manifest as difficulty connecting with other people or introversion, or just somebody who is trying to stay warm. They don't have enough fire within themselves to fill up their whole bodies, so they need to conserve their energy and be more internal. A line in the center of the nose suggests a person who is probably got a little bit of fire deficiency and also feels really deeply. I have heard a person with a line through the tip of the nose called a human angel, meaning that they have given so much of themselves that it has caused a deficiency within themselves. Wavy and curly hair are another way that the fire element manifests from a face and body reading. People with curls tend to oftentimes be sort of bouncy in their personality, oftentimes kind of gregarious and outgoing, passionate, expressive, buoyant. They may be prone to excitement, potentially sudden bursts of energy as well. Sharp upturned features, like upturned eyebrows or the tip of the nose, can suggest a strong fire energy that's warm and it wants to connect. It wants to connect, relate, or engage with other people. Oftentimes, famous people, entertainers, probably tend to have a good amount of fire energy and their ability to engage with large groups of people in the audience. They say that stand-up comics have oftentimes a big amount of fire energy, but also they can burn out. And I think that we see that a lot in the entertainment industry, where a person potentially gives of themselves so much, but they've relied on the engagement with other people to fill up their fire, and they've perhaps given a lot of it away. It can lead to maybe feeling depressed, or fire needs a source to burn. And ideally that is generated from within, but also it involves the engagement of other people. But sometimes when a person is just associated with being funny, they can burn out too soon, because of course we have all of the elements within us that need to be properly balanced. And that's why a person with a strong fire element could have the capacity, or there could be a danger of burning out too soon or when they're too young. The idea of the embers and the connection is also as significant. So not all fire personalities are outwardly overly exuberant. I have a friend who has a really beautiful fire element, but he is definitely not one who would stand up on the table and scream wahoo at the right time. He's one who loves to have parties, and his gift is that he circulates through the party and makes sure that everybody who's involved at the party, who's an invited guest there, feels seen. And he's the one who goes around and asks if anyone needs a little bit more in their beverage, or a little bit of a snack to eat. He circulates the warmth throughout the environment of this party that he loves to throw, but he's never the life of the party. He's the one who connects individually, one-on-one, making sure that everybody feels seen and included, and that they have their needs met. That's another beautiful expression of fiery. Healthy red cheeks show vitality, passion, and that the circulation system is in good condition. So like the entertainer who can burn out, the fire element is one that we want to ensure stays balanced. So as much as we give out, we also need to receive back. And one way to nourish the fire element within us is to consider eating cooling foods or grounding foods. Cucumber, watermelon, white tea, these are nice foods that tend to cool a fire that is maybe too raging or anxious. Grounding activities like walking barefoot can be a way to nourish the whole system and the fire element as well. Deep breathing, or balancing out the fire element by enjoying a nice bath or spending time at the ocean or near the water, is another way to ensure that the fire element is balanced. So healthy red cheeks, healthy pink cheeks are suggestive of a person who has plenty of fire vitality. But if the cheeks are too red, or any part of the face or body frankly is too red, that is suggestive of somebody who has potentially too much heat or fire. In Chinese medicine philosophy, it's all about keeping a balance. That's the idea of the yin and the yang. And so any element that is too dominant, it needs to be compensated or complemented by the yin version of that in order to keep it harmonious. We're looking for balance. And so eating some cooling foods, watermelon, cucumber, water itself, these tend to be supportive of helping to quiet the fire that is too intense. Ideally, the lips are pink and maybe a little bit red, but if they tend to being too red, in some cases it could be chapped lips. This suggests that there's a little bit too much fire, but we all want a little pinkness to the lips. That suggests healthy blood flow through the digestive system and that the fire element is happy. If your fire is too low, if you want to generate more of that connection and more of that heat because you maybe tend to be cold all the time, one great way to do that is through warming herbs. So things like ginger, cayenne, cinnamon, adding these things to your food, enjoying them in a tea, that's going to increase the fire within your body, within your system, to help increase the fire within you. Spending time next to a fire, enjoying heat next to the fireplace. Another great way to nourish the fire element is to spend time with people that you love to spend time with. Creative expression, dancing, joy, listening to music that you love, dancing even just by yourself at home. Fire loves creative expression connection. It also loves connecting with other people. So, you know, grab your significant other or invite your friend to go dance with you, or go to a concert or go to a comedy show. Just connecting with other people who you love is a great way to nourish fire as well. Now take a look in the mirror. How is your fire element within you? I'm sure you know it just by how you feel on the inside, but do you have fire features like an upturned nose or curly hair, pink cheeks naturally? What is your fire element telling you? Face reading is an incredible tool for self-awareness and self-cultivation. I'd love to hear from you. How is your fire element? Stay tuned for the next video on the water element. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for your attention and time. I would love to connect with you if you felt like commenting about your experience, if you try any of these things that I offer. I hope that this information has helped and enriched your life. And if you are inspired to share it with others, I would be grateful. From my wise heart to yours, thank you.